members, Madam Speaker.
Let us pray. Almighty God, who in your wisdom and goodness have appointed the office of leaders and county assemblies for the welfare of society and the just government of the people, we beseech you to behold with the abundant favor as your servants whom you have been pleased to call to the performance of important trust in this republic. Let your blessings descend upon us here assembled, and grant that we treat and consider all matters that shall come under our deliberation in so just and faithful a manner as to promote your honor and glory, and to advance the peace, prosperity, and welfare of our country and of those whose interests you have committed to our charge. Amen. Sergeant, can we have the bell ring for the first 5 minutes? Honorable members, I can support Honorable Samuel Onyango sitting in for the majority leader. Can you please confirm if you have quorum in the House, Honorable?
Madam Speaker, there's quorum.
Okay, Clerk, can you take us through the order paper of the day?
Order paper number 193 of Wednesday, 5th June 2024 at 2:30 p.m. Order number 1, administration of vote.
Next order.
Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Next order.
Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next order.
Order number 5, papers.
Next order. Oh, sorry. Oh, I didn't notice there's a paper to be laid. Okay. Yes, Honorable Peter Obaso.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I wish to table paper on behalf of our able chair, Honorable Vitalisco Mudo. Pass one to
Honorable Peter Obaso.
Yeah.
I can support Honorable Vitalisco Mudo in the House. So on what grounds are you laying the paper on his behalf?
While I was given this, he had not yet come. So I can hand over to him so that he can proceed on.
Many thanks.
Yes, Honorable Mudo.
Many thanks to the colleagues, honorable members. Indeed, Honorable Madam Speaker, sometimes it's good also to give the committee members their rights to exercise, and because of that, we were trying to do that. Anyway, because of the rule of the authority, I would go ahead to read the length of the paper by the very able development. Pursuant to the provisions of Order number 182, in bracket 6 of the standing orders, I wish to table today, Wednesday, 5th June 2024, the report of Ward Development Committee on the benchmarking exercise with Uasin Gishu County Assembly by Honorable Vitalisco Mudo. Yours faithfully.
Honorable members, I'd like to confirm receipt of the report on the benchmarking exercise with Uasin Gishu County Assembly by the Committee of Ward Development, and I would like to commit this to the House Business Committee for scheduling. Next order, Clerk.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Yes, Honorable Vitalisco Mudo.
That pursuant to the provisions of Orders number 45 in bracket 1 of the standing orders of this House, the report of Ward Development Committee on the benchmarking exercise with Uasin Gishu County Assembly.
Next order.
Order number 7, statements.
Honorable members, it's statement hour. Yes, Honorable Peter Obaso.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I just wanted to inquire on a statement that I laid here sometimes back, and until today I've not gotten any reply. And it's now been long, about more than 6 months ago. It was about the road leading to Nyamasaria, Kasauke, where River Nyamasaria was encroaching on the road reserves. So I wish to seek if I can get the response.
Yes, Honorable Peter Obaso, you've raised a concern on feedback from a statement, and it's taken 6 months. It was a statement directed to the Committee of Public Works, I guess. Yeah, so the chair of roads is not around. Unless maybe there's a member here who can give us an update on how far the issue is from the committee level, at the committee level. And in a case that we don't have any member present, then I would direct that we have this statement raised in the next sitting when the budget committee members are back. Then we are able to get a response. Otherwise, our next order, clerk.
Commencement of business, order number 8. Motion, adoption of a report of PICPAC, Committee on Examination of the Auditor General's report and financial statements of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, teaching and referral, financial year 2021-2022 by Honorable Kennedy Ouko.
Yes, Honorable Kennedy Ouko. Go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. On behalf of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee and pursuant to Kisumu County Assembly Standing Orders 188, I wish to present to this House the report of the committee on the audited financial statement of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital for the financial year 2021-2022. The County Assembly exercises oversight over county government entities, investments, and their expenditure pursuant to Article 185(3) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 through the Public Accounts and Investment Committee, which in turn derives its mandate from the County Assembly Standing Orders. Article 229(8) of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 requires the County Assembly within 3 months after receiving an audit report to debate, consider the report and take appropriate action. The committee held 2 sittings during which it received both written and raw evidence from the accounting officer on audit queries raised by the Auditor General on the financial statement of the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital financial year 2021-2022. Honorable Speaker, I wish to register my appreciation to the following members of the committee: the Office of the Speaker and the Clerk of the Assembly, Committee Secretariat, and the Office of the Auditor General for facilitation and technical support that made the production of this report possible. Special appreciation goes to the Hansard Department for ensuring that all our meetings with accounting officers are broadcasted live. Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee, I now wish to table the report on the consideration of Auditor General's report on the financial statement of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022 and urge this House to adopt it. 3.0, report on the Auditor General's on the financial statement of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022, County Government of Kisumu. Honorable Speaker, Mr. Richard Lasiyambe, the CEO of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, appeared before the committee on 11th April 2024 to adduce evidence of the audited financial statement of the Jaramogi Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. The chief executive officer was accompanied by the following officers: 1, Joshua Ukise, Director, Finance and Administration; 2, Bernard Ndege, Accountant; 3, Peresia Umino, Incoming Accountant. The following officers represented the Office of the Auditor General in the committee meeting: 1, Anthony Maina, Office of the Auditor General; 2, Margaret Muwage, Office of the Auditor General. Basic for qualified opinion, financial year 2021-2022. Honorable Speaker, the Auditor General gave qualified opinion on the financial statement of Jaramogi Odinga Referral Hospital for the financial year 2021-2022. A qualified opinion means that although by and large the financial transactions are recorded and are deemed to be in agreement with the accounting records, there may be cases where the Auditor General is unsatisfied with the veracity of the certain expenditure, which may not be significant. Honorable Speaker, the following issues form the basis of qualified opinion. 1, inaccuracies and presentations, anomalies of the financial statement. 2, anomalies in page numbering. 3, inconsistency in the header narration. 4, misstatements of transfer from county government amount. 6, misstatement of rendering of services medical income amount. 7, misstatement of medical/clinical cost amount. 8, misstatement of trade and other payable. 9, inaccuracies in statement of cash flow. 10, inaccuracies in the statement of comparison of budget and actual amount. 11, unsupported and inaccurate property, plant and equipment balance. 12, unsupported waiver and exemptions. 13, unsupported bank balance in retention fund. 14, lack of statute guiding the existence and operations of the hospital. 15, long outstanding balances. 16, failure to implement e-procurement system. 17, non-compliance with Kenya quality model for health policy guidelines. 8, lack of proper maintain motor vehicle repair logbook. 19, failure to establish audit committee. Summary of the observations. Honorable Speaker, having considered the response from the management of JOTRH and having met with the management and the Office of the Auditor General, the committee makes the following findings. 1, that the hospital management failed to adhere to the following laws and regulations on public expenditure management. 1, Public Finance Management Act 2012, Section 164(1), which states that at the end of each financial year, the accounting officer for a county government entity shall prepare a financial statement in respect of the entity in format to be prescribed by the Accounting Standard Board. 2, Section 138(8) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012, which stipulates that the recipient of a grant or donation from a development partner shall record the amount or value of the grant or donation in its books of account. 3, Public Audit Act 2015, which states that without prejudice to the powers given under the Constitution and this Act for the purpose of carrying out his or her duty effectively, the Auditor General or officer authorized for the purpose of the Act shall have powers or unrestricted access to 1, all books, records, returns, reports, electronics or otherwise, other documents of entity listed under Article 229(4) of the Constitution. The requirements of the Kenya Quality Model Health Guideline 5, that the management failed to adhere to Section 155(1)(a) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012, which requires a county government entity to have appropriate management for conducting internal audit according to the guideline issued by the Accounting Standard Board. 6, the provision of accrued accounting during revenue recognitions. That is part 5. Now we are going to 2. that there was a misclassification of NHIF claim, which ordinarily would have the effects of distorting the comparative figures in the subsequent financial year. 3, that there was a misstatement of medical and clinical cost amount, which resulted in a reconciled variance in the amount of trade payable. 4, that there were several inaccuracies in the statement of comparison of budget and actual amount. 5, that the management failed to discuss the value of property, plant and equipment, inventory balance in the financial statement. 6, that the hospital did not provide a cash book, bank reconciliation statement, and certificate of bank balance for the retention fund at the time of audit. 7, that at the time of committee deliberations, the cash book, bank reconciliation statement, and certificate of bank balance for the retention fund had been provided. 8, the existence and operation of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga and the technical teaching referral hospital is legal as per Kenya Gazette Notice 1 number 11,041. 9, that the hospital had long outstanding debt of Kenya shillings 26,220,334, which had remained pending for more than 1 year, and another Kenya shillings 10,185,318, which had not been paid since 30th June 2022, which is contrary to section 156(4)(d of the PMF Act 2012. 10, the hospital did not implement the e-procurement system, since it did not regularly update the details of all tenders awarded on the website of eCitizen, Public Procurement and Regulatory Authority Platform, Public Notice Board, or official government publications. 11, that the management incurred Kenya shillings 6,270,000 on repair and maintenance, but failed to support this expenditure with proper maintained motor vehicle repair logbook during the time of audit. 12, that the supporting documents were provided during the time of the committee deliberations. Summary of recommendations. The committee summarized the following recommendations: that going forward, the management must adhere to all the laws and regulations on public expenditure management. 2, that the accounting officer immediately submit the amended financial statement to the Office of the Auditor General for verifications. 3, that going forward, the management must ensure that the financial statement present a true and a fair view of the financial position of the entity. 4, that Office of the Auditor General carries out verification of amended financial statement and report back to the Assembly within a period of 90 days upon adoption of this report. 5, that going forward, the management must adhere to section 138(8) of the Public Finance Management Act 2012, which stipulates that the recipient of a grant or a donation from a development partner shall record the amount or value of the grant or donation in its book of account. 6, that the accounting officer immediately initiates the process of valuation of fixed assets and ensure that all assets are valued and report on the same be submitted to the Assembly within a period of 90 days upon adoption of this report. 7, that the Office of the Auditor General carries out verifications, special audit on the long-standing debt and report on the same be submitted to the Assembly within a period of 90 days upon adoption of this report. 8, that in future, the management must regularly update the details of all tender awarded on the website of eCitizen, Public Procurement and Regulatory Authority Platform, Public Notice Boards, or official government publications. 9, that the County Executive Committee member of Medical Services, Public Health, Sanitation make effort to ensure that the hospital meet the required level of as per the Kenya Quality Model Health Policy Guideline. A report on the same be submitted to this Assembly within a period of 90 days upon adoption of this report. 10, that the management immediately ensure compliance with section 155(1) part A of the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and provide evidence on the same to the auditors during the time of audit. Madam Speaker, in conclusion, I hereby request that this House adopt this report of the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the consideration of Auditor General's report on the financial statement of the Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th June 2022. May I call upon Honorable James Omolo to second. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yes, Honorable James Omolo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to second. Thank you.
Honorable members, and now that the report by the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th of June 2022 has been presented and seconded. And as per standing orders, I want to propose that this report by PICPAC on the consideration of the report of the examination of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th of June and is open for debate. Yes, Honorable James Were of Nyalendabi.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, let me start by commending the committee for a job well done. Madam Speaker, if you look at the report and considering the auditor's opinion on Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Referral Hospital, Madam Speaker, there's a job well done in that facility. And Madam Speaker, I think there are just few issues that have been mentioned that we need to put across so that they can adjust. And Madam Speaker, if you look at the recommendations, you can see that there's a raft of recommendations that were given by the committee. I would only request, I will go by the recommendation 1, that let us also tell the management to adhere to the Public Finance Management Act 2022, Section 164, on the preparation of financial statement in the format prescribed by the accounting standards. Otherwise, Madam Speaker, I beg to support. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Mildred Ajumbo of Central Seme Ward.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I was almost calling the mover to reply, but before I call, let me just make one observation here. In item 3.4, non-compliance with Kenya Quality Model for Health Policy Guidelines. As much as Jaramogi Oginga Odinga has been given the qualified opinion, Madam Speaker, but I look at the model health policy guidelines, when you look at the personnel, and it's a level 5 going to level 6 standards. The medical officers, they are supposed to be 50 in number. The actual numbers are 10. There's a deficit of 40. Then we have the, let me look at another one. We have radiologists are 4, that's okay, it's okay. Kenya registered nurses, the number that is supposed to meet the standards are 250. The actual numbers are 165. We still have a deficit of 85. We look at the below table, the hospital has also had deficits in services and equipment as indicated in the table below. You look at the ICU beds, Madam Speaker, you realize the only hospital where all of us can run to in Kisumu is Jaramogi Oginga Odinga at level 5 going to level 6, only has the functional ICU bed, 6 of them, yet the standard required for ICU is 12, so it means we have a deficit of 6. Assuming 12 people were to be admitted at the ICU at the same time, Where would the 6 go now that there's a deficit? We also have the functional HDU, which is okay. HDU is okay. Then we have intensive care units with at least 12 ICU beds. Observation, they are saying they have 13 beds and only 6 are functional. So it means that the 6 deficit, it means that still we are not able to be sure if we are admitted here. That was just my observation when it comes to bed, Madam Speaker. Otherwise, I stand to report to support the report and also call the mover to reply. Thank you.
Honorable Ajumbo, you cannot call the mover to reply as you contribute. So I'll give Honorable Peter Basso the chance to contribute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, let me start by commending the committee for the job well done. I think we've seen for the past few days, this committee has been giving us reports which are well elaborated, and we have to commend that. Secondly, Madam Speaker, from this report we can see positivities in terms of financial management in this institute. And yet we've not reached where we should be. But I know everything is in the pipeline, and with how things are going, we expect them to work more harder on financial issues so as to attain more qualified opinions. Madam Speaker, JOTRH is one of the biggest facilities in this region. And we expect them to do much better because JOTRH is attracting patients all over. At one point, I saw even people from Bomet coming up to JOTRH to seek medications. So I think it should be upgraded to a level 6 so that it match the workload that is in this county. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I beg to support.
I'll assume silence means no one else is contributing. So can we call the mover to reply? Honorable Kennedy Ouko.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. First, may I appreciate our members for contributing to this. I think you can remember this is part of our work, and by extension, your work in the Assembly. It is an oversight role, and you know what it entails to be in a PICPAC committee. Thank you very much. You know, may I reply on some other issues? We have what is called the Kenya Quality Model Health Policy Guidelines. These are guidelines set by the Ministry of Health to give conditions and guidelines required for operation of any hospital. Maybe if it is a dispensary, there's a guidelines required for a dispensary, maybe a clinic. All these things are explained very clearly. And when we are doing all this our work, we actually dissect the mistakes. We come up with the observations, then we come up with recommendations. And now when we bring these matters to the Assembly, you can now understand very clearly how our hospitals operate, the deficits, the shortcomings, and all those. So it is good that we are now understanding that there are some guidelines concerning operations of these hospitals, and especially level 5 hospital, which is now elevated to level 6, like Jaramogi. I can also talk about issue raised by Honorable Basso, that all our observations, we have good recommendations guided by law, but it is unfortunate they are not being implemented. That is a challenge with our observations, recommendations are facing when the mission is adopted the way it is done today. Otherwise, thank you very much. We still expect your support when we are doing this, our reports, because this is not only for the PICPAC, but it is for the Assembly of Kisumu. Madam Speaker, I beg to reply. Thank you.
And honorable members, and now that the report by the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th of June 2022 has been presented, seconded and debated, and it's time for me to propose a question. And I propose that as many as of the opinion that this report by PICPAC on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th of June 2022 be adopted, say aye. And as many of the contrary opinion say nay. And the ayes have it. And the report by the Public Accounts and Investment Committee on the examination of the report of the Auditor General on the financial statement of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga Teaching and Referral Hospital for the year ended 30th of June 2022 has been adopted today, Wednesday, the 5th of June 2024 at 15:12 hours. And I direct that this report, together with the answered report, be submitted to the relevant department for purposes of implementation, and the Committee on Implementation to follow up on this after 60 days. Next order, clerk.
No any other business for transaction?
Yeah, honorable members, there being no any other business to transact, this House stands adjourned until tomorrow, Thursday, the 6th of June, 2024 at 2:30 p.m.